Hello students, welcome to the Pasha's Economy YouTube channel. In today's video, I will analyze RBI's second liquidity boost measure. As you know that on 17th April 2020, RBI had announced a second tranche of liquidity boost for the COVID-19 affected Indian economy. The main objective of this liquidity boost 2.0 is to maintain adequate liquidity in the market, to facilitate ample of credit flow in the market, ease of financial stress, and smooth functioning of the market. In this announcement, RBI had incorporated various conventional and unconventional quantitative tools. The main highlights of the Liquidity Booster 2.0 are: the first announcement of the RBI is TLTRO 2.0, that is Targeted Long-Term Repo Operation. As you know that I explained in the earlier video, LTRO 1.0, Long-Term Repo Operation. Nowadays, RBI is using this window as a master stroke for pumping liquidity in the market. Long-term repo operation is an unconventional tool under which RBI provides loans to bank for a long period of time, that is for 1 year to 3 years loan at repo rate. It means our bank took cheaper loan from RBI and lent to high rated PSUs and double plus firm. In first announcement of RBI, around 1 trillion targeted under this window, but money did not be find its way to small and medium NBFCs, MFIs. RBI acknowledged. Now RBI proposed 50,000 crores under this window, but LTRO converted as targeted LTRO, which means bank can give 50% of proposed amount to NBFCs and MFIs. Roughly 25% bank has to invest in securities of NBFCs whose asset size between 500 crores to 5,000 crores. Such NBFCs are popularly known as systematic important NBFCs. Whose asset size is 500 crores above, such NBFCs called it as systematic important NBFCs. And 15% of the bank proposed amount must be invested in the securities of those NBFCs whose asset size is 500 crores or below. Another 10% of the proposed amount bank must be invested in securities and instrument of MFIs. The bank can avail this operation if they will give such kind of targeted. That is the reason why LTRO converted as TLTRO. It's an outstanding measure RBI has taken to resurgent the stressed sector like small and mid-sized NBFCs and MFIs. Another measure is reduction of reverse repo rate by 25 basis point from 4% to 3.75%. This move has been taken to allow banks to lend more to the market. Under reverse repo rate window, banks keep their surplus fund with RBI and get some interest on it. Reserve Bank of India reduces the reverse repo rate. It means our banks parking idle money with RBI. RBI is paying rate of interest to our bank. When there is a reduction in reverse repo rate, it becomes unattractive to the bank by parking money with RBI, hoping that bank lends fund to the market. Deliberately, RBI expected 6.9 lakh crores will be funding in the market. This is an outstanding move Reserve Bank of India has taken. Now, reverse repo rate reduced, it become unattractive for our bank. Rather than lazy banking, now banks will become active. Then it plays a key role in the market. Another fantastic measure incorporated in the Liquidity 2.0 booster review the limits of ways and means advances of the state and union territories. As you know that after this COVID-19 indefinite lockdown, states demanding to the center to release more funds, and states are requesting to the center relaxation in their FRBMA limit. Some chief ministers, particularly Telangana Chief Minister KCR, urged to the center, request to the RBI to go for quantitative easing and follow the helicopter money. By keeping all the state requests, center and Reserve Bank of India had increased the limit of funding to the state from 30% to 60%. The increased limit will be available till September 30, 2020. As a result, states will be obtain more fund from the RBI. Deliberately, once this lockdown will ease, they can prepare concrete socio-economic policies. Result at resurgent GSDP growth rate in their state. Student, let me analyze the point here. What are the loan provision from the RBI to the state? As per, because Reserve Bank of India is known as bank to the government, RBI is having two operations for the state for providing loan. One is WMA, ways and means advances. Other one is, as usual, overdraft. Ways and means. It is a short-term loan facility provided by RBI to the state against collateral. The system was launched in 1997. Under WMA, whenever there is a mismatch in the asset and liability of the state, whenever such contingency will arise for the short duration loan provided by RBI, the rate of interest is a prevailing repo rate they will charge from the state. As usual, how RBI is charging from the bank. The WMA, if it is exceeds 90 days, such loans treated RBI as overdrafts. In case of overdraft, the rate of interest will be higher. More than 2% of repo, RBI will charge. You know that RBI has given another extension here. The state can avail overdraft facility in 14 days in a month. Now, the time bound has extended to 21 days in a month. Now, state can get cushioning to obtaining overdraft from the RBI more ample of days. If you count in a quarter, earlier 30 days of time, now it has extended to 50 days. So RBI has opened this window in an efficient manner so state can obtain loan from center. Ways and means advances are two types. First one is special ways and means advances, under which RBI will give loan to the state against collateral. The rate of interest is 1% lesser than repo rate. Whenever the collateral loan exhausted, it will convert as a normal ways and means advances. Generally, normal ways and means advances, the number of loans will be decided based on the state 3-year average of actual revenue and capital expenditure of the state. Based on that, the loan will be provided. So students, Reserve Bank of India is a bankers to the government. RBI frequently provide loan to the state and creating liquidity momentum in the state. Through this announcement, RBI recognized the importance of fiscal federalism and RBI has taken this good measure to providing funds to the state. Hopefully, it transfer more fund to the state. State can prepare good plan. As a result, a good economic activity can be restarted into the state domains. RBI has announced another measure, that is, banks shall not make any dividend payments to their clients until further order. This announcement will help banks to conserve more capital, to support the economy, to absorb the losses of COVID-19. Another measure pertaining to NBFC loans to real estate sector. As you know that non-banking finance corporations, particularly IL&FS, DFHL had given more loan to real estate projects. These project developers already announced the date for commencement of the project, but due to pandemic lockdown, they could not start it. Date for the commencement for commercial operation, DCCO. Date for commencement for commercial operation, DCCO, in the respect of the loan to the commercial real estate project, delayed and extended to 1 more year. Bank has given 1 more year to such project, resulted the project will not be converted as a NPA. Very good boost to the real estate sector, because after COVID-19, real estate sector is affected adversely. So this slew measure will support to the real estate sector to kickstart in the commercial housing properties. Another measure with respect to the NPA classification. As you know that after COVID-19 pandemic, in the first liquidity boost measure, term loans was moratorium declared. Now, NPA norm of 90 days relaxed. The period of moratorium will be excluded for labeling NPA on such account. As a result, declaring moratorium loan for NPA, the time period has extended to 90 another days, total 180 days. I'll repeat. Now the relaxation period for the moratorium loans is 180 days. The Reserve Bank of India further prescribed high provisioning norm for all loans where banks have extended moratorium to their customer. 10% of provisioning norm they should maintain. It means bank has to keep certain assets outside 10% of their loan. Whenever any emergency, any contingency will arise, this provisioning norm will be help to the bank to meet the risk. The objective of ensuring this rule to create certain adequate buffer into the banking system. Another measure is providing 50,000 crores to development of financial institutions like NABARD, SIDBI and National Housing Bank. The RBI had decided to provide special refinance facility of rupees 50,000 crores to NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to enable financial inclusion in rural areas and provide sectoral credit needs and create adequate liquidity in the market. This amount they prioritize. 25,000 crores they have given to the NABARD, 15,000 crores to the SIDBI and 10,000 crores National Housing Bank. It will be a good boost to the refinancing agency. The another measure pertaining to the Basel III framework. As you know that after global financial crisis, Basel Committee on Banking Supervision had introduced various instruments. In previous video also I explained two various norms under Basel. In this liquidity 2 booster, Reserve Bank of India extended liquidity coverage ratio norm. LCR is a very akin to the SLR. Let me explain the liquidity coverage ratio. Under this window, every bank has to maintain 100% of high quality liquid asset in order to meet the contingency or any kind of risk will come in the future. The difference between LCR and SLR is liquidity coverage ratio, the buffering for 30 days. SLR is not for 30 days. Look, in order to maintain the COVID-19 pandemic effect on Indian economy, Reserve Bank of India had given extension to maintain this LCR buffer. To September 30, 2020, bank has to meet 80%, 20% relaxation it has given. October 1st, 2020 to March 31st, 2021, 90%, 10% cushioning to the bank. April 1st, 2021 onwards, 100% they have to maintain. It means when there is a reduction in the liquidity coverage ratio, our bank will get the adequate liquidity with themselves. This money they can be utilized for lending to the market. After lockdown, huge liquidity is required into the market. So these kind of measures has been taken RBI in the liquidity 2.0. Thanks for watching this video. Students, what are the basic instruments prepared under the liquidity 1 booster, liquidity 2 booster? All the basic points I'll prepare a separate video, basic video. Then I'll be give the clear description over there. Thanks for watching these videos and be alert to watch the future videos. Thank you.